Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome to the Enough Said podcast. We are in season 5, episode 24. It is our last one. We are Super Bowl champions. We will have the Super Bowl wrap up. We got to review season predictions. Kellen Moore to the Saints. Hopes for the offseason. We got some conspiracy theories. And of course, our season wrap up and our predictions. So let's get it on, guys. This is it.
All right.
All right. What up, fellas? What up?
Yeah, what's up?
What's up?
I know you guys are feeling good.
Oh, am I?
Big parade
All week.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. That's it. You know,
Yes, sir.
they pulled it off.
You
They
see,
pulled it off.
there it is.
There it is. He's
Yeah.
got the
World
shirt.
champions, baby. That's
Man.
it right there.
I'm
Wow.
saying the only person don't know you guys won is Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Man.
That guy, he's
What?
interesting, boy.
Hey.
Like I said, it ain't hit him yet. Everybody else is like, yeah, it's party time. He's like,
What an ass whipping, man.
That was
What an
nuts,
ass
man.
whipping. What to me, like this popped in my head. Remember Seattle destroyed Denver?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Remember that
Yeah.
game? Remember when it first started off with the high snap over Peyton Manning's head?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? And it was from there on, man, it was a clinic. Like
Yeah.
Wow.
that was like I remember the last time where like the defense just totally destroyed, Denver and Peyton Manning. Like
Mhm.
this is the most ass whooping that Kansas City got, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just, man, I lost my voice, that day. I don't have a strong voice box, and man, I went outside and I started screaming out Eagles. There was literally a car doing donuts out there. There was another people with a cowbell, another person with a fireworks. Somebody had a 12 gauge. I mean, it was
Yep.
insane, man. It was
Oh my God.
absolutely insane.
Can always use more cowbell, man.
I mean,
Yeah.
guys, come on, man. I mean, that was a clinic.
That was a
Absolute
clinic.
Yeah.
Clinic. Yeah, we'll get into it. Yeah, let's get the introductions in and we'll get right into it. So it kind of ties into my introductions for Mike. Last year's Greenlaw injury was a thing. This year, his boy Oren Burks gets a ring. What up, Mike?
Oh,
Yeah, what's up? Yeah, no, he learned. He learned cover Travis Kelce, and good things happen.
Cover
Yeah.
him. He wasn't doing any routes. He sat there on one play and
gave
just let,
Right.
just let Patrick Mahomes just run around. It's like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah.
That's too easy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Your boy gets a ring, and Greenlaw's not a thing. He may be gone, man. He's talking about leaving. He wants him to be linebacker 1.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to happen with the injury history he has. Part of being linebackers, you got to be available.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
All right, this next guy down in foggy London there. Once 9 o'clock hits, he's in bed. He had to start early to hit Howie in the head. What up, Jermaine?
That was what's up, man. That was. I mean, I'm the one that posted it to you, and I was like, Sal, did you do this when you know what I mean? You had the emojis and all that stuff, man. But yeah, I said that's all Sal. That wasn't me, man.
Yeah.
He got
You
hit.
actually see him get popped.
Yeah, he
I
got
wonder if the
popped,
can
man.
was full or half full or
Oh,
whatever,
had to be
man.
full,
But
yeah.
it left that's gonna leave a permanent mark, man.
Oh,
Seriously.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Howard needs to go find him and sign him as a backup quarterback. I mean,
Man.
that was accurate.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I thought for sure that was Sal. I said Sal is in that crowd, and he was
Yeah,
like, "You know
man.
what?"
I did not. I was working, man. I could not travel to that one.
Yeah.
And there was 1 million people down there, man. The Ubers alone were like $60 just from from what people were saying, like from
Wow.
our area, just to get
Yeah.
downtown.
Wow.
Mm.
It's
Well,
like
you're in Walking. How far are you from the How far are you from the stadium?
me, like
Yeah.
it's like probably 15-minute drive, 10-15-minute
Oh,
drive.
all right, 15. So you couldn't
Yeah,
walk. You couldn't walk.
no, mm-mm.
Okay.
No. But I
Yeah.
mean, the thing was, they were saying they couldn't even guarantee an Uber home. That was the thing. Like you could get
Wow.
there, but there was
Yeah.
like no guarantee you could get back. And yeah, it was not going to be fun. I was like, yeah, I'll
You
skip.
said 1 million. I thought it was more than 1 million. I thought it was at least 2 million. That's what I heard on the
Could
radio.
be,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I heard one, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was two. That
Yeah,
wouldn't
just
surprise
looking at the
me.
pictures and all that stuff, man. That was wild. That was
Yeah,
really wild, man. So
yeah.
yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Well, this last guy, his team destroyed the Chiefs. He's wearing a shirt over there. His team destroyed the Chiefs, and how he got it right. But
Mhm.
even with that Super Bowl win, he still ain't got no damn Sprite.
Nope, I didn't get Sprite. I got Pepsi.
You got Pepsi. You can't even drink a Sprite during the Super Bowl, man.
Nope, can't drink it. Nope.
Man.
Yeah.
Man, like I said, man.
Dude can't even enjoy a Sprite during the Super Bowl. What is wrong with this
Wow.
picture, man? You know, I'll tell you what, man. But all right, well, let's get into it here. Jermaine, we talked about it with the salary cap, how he had to get it right. He got contributions from the main draft picks that he had this year. Cooper DeJean with a pick 6. I'm trying to see if Bobby had that replay. He hasn't gotten back to me yet. I think he's still recovering, but and Keon Mitchell, man, and obviously Saquon, that wasn't drafted, but again, some of these worked. He got it working.
I think all of them. Works. And before I even say anything, I'm doing a tribute to Jalen Hurts. My voice is calm. It's not going to go the next level and anything and whatnot. So this is who you're going to get today. So hats off to my man Jalen. For knocking all this controversy and everybody's still thinking that. Why is he so quiet? That's just who he is. That's why I was telling Dre. That's just who he is, and that, I think we just got to accept it. You know what I mean? Because you're not going to go above that next level with him. You know what I mean? Either he's locked in or that's his, that's his personality,
Yeah.
But I think that Nike
Mike.
commercial they had that they showed at the end when you got right before you got the MVP nomination, where it's just like, they hate this, they hate that, they hate that you're quiet, they hate that you don't throw the ball, they hate that you run the tush push. It's like they hate, and then here it is, you win, and now they love you, and that kind of summed it up, man. Everyone who had their doubts or their whatever about him this year, I can't say much, Enough said, right? He was in the pudding. He shut everybody up. It's like, all right.
At one point, we all had our doubts.
Oh yeah,
how many times that we talked about it and all that stuff, and we could go all the way back to episode 1, Dre. Remember, you was like, Jalen Hurts is. I was like. We just kept going.
That was his first full. That was his first full season in the quarterback, and Sal said he got no arm. I mean,
we all said something.
We all said something.
We all got to
eat
crow.
I did. Yes, I did.
Yeah, we all got to eat crow, which is hilarious,
Well, Saquon covered a lot of sins, and Saquon saved them. They don't win that Rams game without Saquon, and Jalen doesn't get there. So,
absolutely.
And now people are saying, Jalen's in the Hall of Fame. I'm like, all right, let's calm down. Okay, he played well. He won a Super Bowl. Like, let's cool the Hall of Fame talk yet. I mean, he played well. I'm not going to say he didn't, but
if he gets another one, I mean, it's got to be in the talks. Someone. I'm not saying that he's first ballot, but it's got to be somewhere in the talks. But back to what you were saying, Sal. I mean, Howie got it right in everything, man. Mekhi Becton. You know what I mean? The guard. I mean, you averaging about 400 pounds on that offensive line. It's just no way that Kansas City could have just kept up with all that. It's just no way. I mean, as the game went on, man, they was just getting the the energy, the gas, everything was just getting knocked out, man. And then secondary, Slay, Quinyon, like you said, Quinyon Mitchell, Safeties was the other one. CJ Gardner-Johnson, Cooper DeJean. Yeah, you're right. He could play linebacker or slot. I mean, the man is a beast. He's a beast. So, I mean, I can't even find a real weakness for this season. I mean, what do you exploit? Because you shut down Saquon, and what happens? You know what I mean? Yeah, put it in Jalen's hand, and Jalen made him pay. So,
right. Well, that
I
was
will.
the whole thing. Shut down Saquon and see if Jalen's going to live up to the contract, live up to all the expectations. And if he did that, then the game was going to be over. I mean, if he turned into a pumpkin, then the game it would have been probably a lot closer. But when Jalen was hot, and you stop Saquon, it's like, what are you going to do? It's not much you can do at that point.
It's nothing you can do. I mean, there are adjustments. I mean, what adjustments can you do? All right, you just shut down. They couldn't do anything. They went into halftime. They just sat there and just like, fellas, that's just trying to finish strong. I mean, they knew they lost at halftime. They knew they lost. It was
they didn't make any adjustments there. One thing I say, I was saying all the time, Philadelphia finally stopped like third downs this season. Like they were really on it this season, like getting those sacks and late third downs and stuff. But and the beautiful thing is also we never blitzed in the Super Bowl. Not once.
That's what I'm saying. The blueprint is out. The blueprint, because Mike text, I saw the text. He's like, I hope the 49ers get it right. It starts with the O-line and the D-line. And what happened with that D-line? No blitz, like you said, Dre. No blitz whatsoever. They brought front four all the time and had everybody back in coverage, man. That's the blueprint. I mean, that's basically what it is. That's just the basics. Right. You rush,
which has always been that way, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's always been that way, right?
What's going on with these exotic blitzes and doing all that? No, just get your front four up front to put pressure. That's all, and that's what it was.
Get your offensive line to protect, pass protect, and also your guys. And I don't know. It always goes back to the basics, right?
Exactly.
Exactly. They're making their case for Myles Garrett. And then they really won't have to bring blitz.
I know, right?
Nice.
Yeah,
man. Yeah, I think one of the points you bring up, though, about Cowie getting it right, really it's, those two coordinators in a big way, because the guys that got it right were guys that weren't right on other teams. Zach Bond was, a special teams linebacker that the Saints had no idea could play the way he played. And you put him in the right system with right coaching, and then now he's an all-pro, all-pro first-team linebacker.
Yeah.
Some of those other guys that were on the team that make, contributions, like you said, Warren Burks, and what did he pick up that he became a lot more effective in this Super Bowl than last year? Yeah. Or, what's the guy, Milton Williams, that's on the D-line.
Williams,
that you were like, who's that guy? It's like this showed the depth in that, to me, as I described it, I felt like, the team was optimized. Like every player that came in may not have been perfect, but they played the absolute best that they were capable of playing. And when you have everyone that's just not making mistakes at all, it's hard to beat that. It's like a well-oiled machine. Everything is working.
Yeah. And Sweat really set it off to me.
Yeah. It was. You talked about him.
I said
you talked about him. You said, "Where's he been this year?" His shirt up for the Super Bowl. Man, he was blasting.
I said, we need Sweat. I said that last week.
Left tackle was like,
yeah.
He was getting blasted.
Sweat was mad, man.
Yeah. Hey, did you see the Dickerson block where he blocked one guy, spun around?
Yeah,
and
I see that.
You're talking about versatile, boy. Agility, man. I mean, that's what I'm looking at. That's like, wow. I mean, he blocked, he spun around and got the other block. I said, you can't see. Those are the behind the scenes that everybody doesn't see. You know what I mean? As far as everybody gets Saquon gets it, but he has much respect for that O-line. He has much respect because he wouldn't have done anything with that, without that O-line.
Now, absolutely. Couple free agents like Bond and a couple of these guys are free agents, so it'll be interesting to see what Howie does with these guys. And Bradbury shot his mouth off the other day and said, "Yeah, I really want to play starting cornerback again next year." Well,
yeah, but you know what they said about and I read an article about Bradbury. Though Bradbury wasn't on the, I guess he was healthy scratched during the season. He really, believe it or not, guys, and I was reading it, he really shaped those corners, especially Cooper DeJean, what I mean, Quinyon Mitchell. He was a big part, and that's what they said. The Eagles said that he was a big part of shaping them and grooming them, you know what I mean, to what they are today. I was like, wow, and then it's like, James Barry deserves that Super Bowl just like anybody else. I was like, well, that's good because you don't get that from anybody. You know what I mean? You're a veteran and you sitting on the bench. You know what I'm saying? And you got these young kids. Yeah, I mean, step up. Be that leader, be that veteran on the bench if you're not starting or not. That's crazy.
Yeah, Sweat's a free agent as well. So they got some people that Howie's got to make a decision on. But most of their team is young inside.
It's young intact.
But they do have a couple. and we'll see.
I mean, let's just go over it. I mean, Bourne, do you think he signed? You think Howie signs him or he lets him go?
If you look at Howie's history, no, he doesn't sign linebackers for that type of money. But I think you should, but he doesn't do it.
I think it depends on how much money it's going to be. You know, the risk is that when you get these guys that become like, you know, very impressive in that year, it's almost like the contract year guy. You know, the guy that shows up because he's due for a contract, he's on a prove-it deal or something, so he goes lights out, gets paid, and then it becomes back to what he was before he signed up, you know, when he really was a pumpkin, you know. So the concern with Bond is like you overpay him or you even pay him highly, and then you get nowhere near the level of play that you got this year ever again, you know. So that's always the risk.
That's the risk. Yeah, that's the risk.
I mean, and they're getting tighter on cap space because a lot of these backloaded contracts are starting to come in now. So the Eagles are not where they were this past year with cap space. They're going to have some more pressure. So because Saquon's goes up, Hurts goes up, you know, the wide receivers, both of them go up. So their cap space, that window is getting smaller and smaller, and you got to keep drafting right.
That's what I said they'll be back. Although they got a nasty schedule next year, I still say they're going to be back next year because the foundation and the blueprint is there. You know what I mean? I'm not really, and I was telling Dre, I'm not really too overly concerned that you lost Kellen Moore and whatnot, you know what I mean? Because I feel as though, you know, Frank Reich is in the mix, and then that other guy, if he doesn't go to New Orleans, I forgot the passing coordinator, he's up for that job too, you know? So as long as Vic is there, because you know what, defense, like Jalen said, defense wins championships. Offense wins games, defense wins championships. Long as that is right there, long as Vic is there, you know, I'm not too overly concerned, and I think Philly has really probably learned their lesson what they did the year when they went 10-1 and then they got bounced out of the playoffs last year. You know, so I don't think they're going to mess this up. You know, as far as getting the right coordinator, you know what I mean, the right fix, you know what I mean, for this offense and stuff. So.
Yeah, it's in the back of my mind, though. I mean, the coordinator is a very important piece of the puzzle.
Yeah,
I do agree with you, Jermaine, on the back end. Like, you know, Vic Fangio, the defense is intact.
Yeah,
but you know, Kellen Moore might take some guys with him. You know, that's kind of like a typical thing what these guys do.
Yeah.
If Frank Reich comes back, whatever. But I do want a veteran OC.
Yeah.
Brian Johnson wasn't a veteran OC.
Yeah, I think they learned their lesson.
Yeah,
and
they did.
We get a veteran OC, keep the blueprint there, is what you say, Jermaine.
Yep.
Eagles can do it again, but I do say OC is just as important as what Sal's mentioned about getting these guys signed back again. So
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't think Sweat's coming back. I don't think he's coming back.
Yeah,
man, I wish he would.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I don't think Sweat's coming back. And I don't think I think Bond is coming back, but you still got Burks. If Burks played the way he was the number one linebacker in the playoffs, which is crazy. And I'm looking at that, I was like, wow, he's the number one. I think he only let up most as 15 yards as far as passing.
That's impressive.
Yeah, that's very impressive. You know, and then you still got Trot. Then you still got Trotter Jr. sitting in the background, Sal. So you know what I mean. So you still got depth, but at the same time, you like you said, you just don't want to overpay. And then Mike is like, once you overpay, now all of a sudden you're getting a bunch of crap because somebody got paid. You know what I mean?
Which is the message I hope my team gets, because my team has done the exact thing that I was just talking about. You know, it's like the Gravedigger, you know, had a great Super Bowl 2 years ago. You know, they didn't win. You know, he looked impressive. And then San Fran went and made him one of the highest defensive linemen. And then he was like not the same guy. He wasn't terrible, but he certainly wasn't. And then now, you know, now he's going to get cut. You know, it's like, you know, these guys, it's like Milton Williams are looking at him like, oh, man, someone's probably going to be like, that guy pulled out. We got to get him for our team. And he'll never play like that ever again.
Never play like that for the rest of his life. Yeah, right. That's true.
You know?
It's that risk. Like you said, Mike, it's that risk, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's one point I wanted to bring up, because, you know, Howie got something really, really wrong, and it's so crazy that it didn't even matter, and that's Bryce Huff. You know, the dude was inactive. He was inactive for the Super Bowl. I mean, this is one of the highest paid. This was like the trophy. the trophy piece of your offseason. This was the big ticket signing, the pass rush guy. They didn't even need him. Like on the bench, not even
crazy.
dressed. I mean,
like crazy.
It didn't matter. I mean, that's that's insane.
Yeah, Bryce Huff's contract is going to be really a problem coming up if that guy doesn't start performing, because they're expecting more out of him. He just doesn't seem to fit in the Fangio system.
But see, that's the thing. Fangio picked him. He's like, well, I want Huff over Hassan Reddick. Like, well, okay, well, there you go. You know what I mean? So you don't blame you blame Howie, but you blame Vic too, because I know Vic had something to say about that. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
he had to say something. He had to say something about that. So
so we'll see, but
didn't matter.
It
didn't matter.
Because that would have definitely came up. We'd have lost it. It's like, and why the freak did we sign Bryce Huff for 50? Boy, that would have been boy. You know what I mean? Philadelphia would have blown up about that. So,
that's part of how he taking risk. I mean, you know, look, he's had some clunkers, but then he's had some hits. I mean, you know, so that one was a clunker. Whether Vic Fangio wanted him or not, Howie still had he gets the final say, right? You would think. So,
but I still think a lot of it was just the coaching, man. The guys just, Vic in particular. And I look at Miami and I just say, what were you guys thinking, complaining about this guy?
I'm still trying to figure out, like, wow, really?
You guys let a Hall of Fame, like, he's got a reputation, so it's not like, he can't back it up. I mean, he's a good DC. He knows if you're not really playing hard. So for him to show up and convert that defense around, where the rookies were stepping up the way they were, and just, but it's just coaching. I mean, there's so many guys on that team that just, you can tell that they just got a little bit better coaching, and it just totally improved their game. And then it took time for them to gel.
They bought in, Mike, because a lot of people, they bought in. And a lot of people, I mean, he's teaching, I mean, what? That defense is one of the second youngest in the league?
Yes.
So you're teaching instead of veterans. You know what I mean? What Miami was, bitching and complaining about and all that stuff. You got a bunch of young guys that that he put together and all that stuff. So, so that plays a plus too. You're not dealing with a whole bunch of veterans and stuff. You know what I mean? That's a young team, and that's the only defensive coordinator they know. So they bought in and they bought in quick. You know what I mean? So.
I know we gotta move on, but that's the other thing with Howie, so when you look at all that 6 degrees of separation kind of stuff, he is like, they traded this guy, got these picks that allowed them to get AJ Brown, and then this trade here with Carson Wentz allowed them to get Kenyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean, and all this wheeling and dealing that, you look at it where it all ended up, you're like, wow, it's just like that long game, it's just like he had. Maybe his luck or it's just vision, but how that all worked out, all these different trades and picks and stuff to get who he got. It's crazy.
Well, let's hope the beer can, doesn't affect that, or it does.
Oh my God!
Yeah, man, I want to sign Ball. I'm going to sign Sweat. I'm going to sign everybody.
Or it could go right back to. How he drafted Jalen Reagor again. You know what I mean?
Let's hope not.
His brother.
So hopefully the beer can. I don't know if it was a Foster beer can or something smaller. I don't know. But,
well, that's what I'm saying, man. You don't know if that thing was full or what, man. But he looked like he went down. He went down hard. He's like, God.
He had an egg on his head, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, it was actually a curve of the
laceration because I get stitches on that.
When I was watching him, at the speech, and he had the cigar in his mouth, and he was like, "I bleed green, but I also bleed red for y'all." So.
That's how he. Give him credit. I mean, the guy came up. He never played football. He came up. He learned how to build a team. He did study for years. He went on sabbatical. He studied different teams that have been successful and. I mean, all right, he's had some bad years, but he got it right this year, I have to say.
DPA too.
I was have to say something about the Chiefs, though. You bring up a good point about, just the draft and how he get it right and stuff. When you have continued success, it gets so much harder. I mean, like even the Chiefs every year, when you get to the Super Bowl, then you're picking last in the draft, and by that point, it's hard to start putting pieces in place, and of course you lose guys to free agency because guys play well and then they get paid, so that team, has been living kind of on the edge for a minute now. just with those struggles of trying to find, key players and stuff like that. And it has caught up to them. Especially in the offensive line, they really put a lot of money into that, and then they got blasted. So now they got to go back to drawing board, figure out what they're going to do. And I think they might be actually stuck with some of those contracts. So I don't know. I mean, if they get back to it again next year, they're still competitive. I mean, they still got it. They got a good organization if they could do that. I don't know. I don't think they're done.
Well, I think it's a long time coming. You know what I mean, for them to get their ass whipped, and that's what happened. You know what I mean? It was just a matter of time, and it was at that great opportune time for them. They're going for a 3-peat and get your ass whooped like that. It wasn't even competitive from the start.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not like they just start pulling away. No, you got your ass whipped from when that first quarter, that first 15 minutes started. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I saw it early on. I think I sent a message. I was just kind of like, Casey's O-line and D-line are just they're not doing it.
No.
I mean, they did it against the run. That's what the only thing the defensive line did for Kansas City and their blitzing and stuff.
Yeah.
But when I saw Saquon pick up, it was like one blitz and he picked it up perfect. I was like, you just neutralize their best weapon on defense, which is pressure. And they couldn't get no pressure on Jalen.
No, they didn't. And
the one thing I like.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, sir.
Oh no, go ahead. You said the one thing you like.
Oh, the one thing I like, they got Saquon in the passing game. You know what I mean? They got him in that passing game. So you can't run him. He still got hands to come out in that backfield. So you got to honor that and respect that. So
yeah,
we'll say he can't catch. That same play that he caught that ball on was the same one in that Green Bay game that he dropped, or whatever. What game was it? Falcons. Whatever game they lost when he dropped the ball, and I was like, he can't catch. I mean, it's like he's wide open. You got to throw him the ball, but he don't grab his hand and secure it. He's sitting there bobbling it, just like, oh my god.
He did it again, man. You're right.
Yeah. Well, let's talk really quickly, then we'll get into our predictions from the beginning of the year. Kellen Moore to the Saints, guys. We talked about the coordinators, and Kellen Moore is officially the head coach of the New Orleans Saints. He didn't even have to leave the Superdome, really.
Right.
Didn't want to give it. Sirianni tried to say, let's run it back, but didn't happen. So internal candidates are there. Obviously, we talked about Frank Reich. We talked about Doug Peterson. Who knows if Dougie P will be back, but there's those internal candidates. They really like this passing coordinator, but in the end, guys, it's not bad. They got one coordinator they're going to lose. And it's interesting, KC over the years, they haven't lost those coordinators and they've still stood in time, So Andy Reid seems to always hang on to these guys, except for Bieniemy, he left, right? But
he went to Washington, but then that went south.
Yeah. So what do you guys think? I mean, Kellen Moore, can they find somebody to step in that role? I mean, is Jalen now, this is the 5th coordinator he's had, so what happens,
I'm fine because, like I said, I'm not too overly concerned because it's not like you're losing 2 coordinators in the same year. You know what I mean? So, and like I said, as long as that defense is intact and it is intact, I don't have no problems because I feel as though that I have faith in Nick and I have faith in especially what happened this year. I have faith in Nick and I have faith in Howie that they're going to get this, they learned their lesson. That's, that's the bottom line for me. That coordinator, that thing, they'll get it right. They'll get it right. It's not like they're going to be bringing somebody off the streets or somebody you never heard of. But yeah, I feel good about it.
We shall see. I mean, one thing I will say the Eagles have done and Howie's done, they do a good job of knowing when players are past their prime and they let them go. The Eagles have done a good job of that. They don't sign these players like we've been talking about that have been kind of like, and the same thing, the coordinators see it and they don't want, they say, we have these young players that can come in and start taking over like Bradbury. They knew that he was struggling last year. Then they addressed it. But we'll see. I mean, it's barring injuries. If the NFL goes to 18 games, that's going to be the trick, guys. Staying healthy for 18 games. I mean, that's going to be tough. I mean, and that bye week becomes more valuable, especially that first round bye. Or if you can rest your players the last week, like the Eagles were able to do against, I think it was the Giants, right? They rested their guys the last week.
Yeah, Giants. Yeah.
Yeah.
So my interesting thing was with Kellen Moore was that he was actually a passing first, then run, but he adjusted it, right? He actually, Saquon comes in and he was like, oh man, I think I'm gonna run. And the Eagles now identity is a run first past second.
Mhm.
I'm hoping that whoever comes in can keep that same model, same model, and not to put that much pressure on Jalen, because the running game really helped out a lot. And whoever is going to be, if Dougie P comes in, Dougie P was a quarterback coach and all, he was a quarterback and all that stuff. We'll see how that comes, but I think at the time, I remember when Jalen was showing his stuff, it was Frank Wright, right? It was
Yeah.
Frank Wright. So, we got to find somebody that can do that. And yeah, like I said earlier, I agree. The defense is intact. Vic Fangio seems like, that seems like he proved that we're staying, we're good and all that. But I don't want to have a coordinator come in and just change it up and say we're going to just pass because that's what he's experienced in doing.
Well, I don't think it's going to be Dougie P because Mike called it the other day. Like, why would he come back and he got fired from the head coaching job and then come back to be a coordinator? I don't see it being Dougie P. I think it's up to Frank Wright or that Peter, whatever his name is, and whatnot. The
Pachulo, I think it is.
Yeah. So I'm with Mike when he called that. He's like, I wouldn't want to do that. I get fired and then all of a sudden I'm just going to come back. No, I'm not going. No, I think that's just.
But does it come down to Howie though, in the sense of like, look at New England, look at you got to go back. Anybody who had the dominant reign in the Super Bowl always kept their coordinators together. Remember Josh Daniels left, went to go to Denver. He stuck up in Denver with Tebow, and then he came back. Then he went back to Oakland. But during that whole time back and forth, the Patriots were still winning championships.
Yeah, they still
had things going.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's like, they had a solid foundation. That's what
they had a solid foundation, right? And I'm hoping the Eagles can do something like that. And Kansas City had a same thing. With going through there.
Right.
Now I might be devil's advocate or whatever I'd say, but my mind is thinking that since there was so much respect for Andy Reid and maybe possibly even Belichick, is it the respect for Nick Sirianni? Because we saw during the season that the defensive line coach is all in his face. And then a couple of things were going on behind the scenes. There were rumors, but we couldn't really get official stuff on it. Is it the I know what I'm trying to say is the players do respect Nick Sirianni. They do. But how much is it the coaching staff behind their head? I don't know.
Nick, I think with him winning this Super Bowl, I think he's got mad respect now.
Absolutely. Yeah. I got that.
Mad respect. So I think it just takes him up to another level as far as, the respect and him and Howie are going to, put their heads together and get this thing right, So, but I think, that mad respect. I mean, you win the Super Bowl. That respect.
Yeah, absolutely.
There,
well, it should, but you've been here before with a Super Bowl winning coach and still got fired a year or two later. So I mean, Philly's a tough town, man. So especially with Nick. I think what point you brought up, Dre. I think I said it to you guys maybe before about the coaches is that Belichick and Reed and all those guys, they're play callers too, and so because of that, there's a little bit of that consistency that comes with them that when guys leave, their philosophies or play calling, whatever, don't leave with the coaches that are leaving, and that's the concern, you could have a little bit with the Eagles. I mean, it's that Nick not being a play caller, Nick not being necessarily what I can tell, a technical, coach, he's a great organizer, probably a good motivator, stuff like that. But, when the brain drain happens, when Kellen Moore leaves and then you're kind of like, I got to find another genius. I can't do none of this by myself. Not one part of this job I can do. Andy Reid could lose, what's his name, Bieniemy, or the other guy that he had from Chicago. He can lose those guys, and he can be like, "Well, I still call the plays, and so I can bring in somebody else to teach over my offense, but I'm still in control." Belichick could do that with the defense. So I think that is where the difference is about the coordinator stuff leaving, and where it might be more challenging for the Eagles.
Okay.
Yeah, and they got Gainwell, who's also an unrestricted free agent. How he's going to have to decide about that, and
get rid of him and let that young kid get rid of him and let that young kid Shipley.
Yeah,
Shipley.
You know what I mean? That's who you draft. That's who you draft.
Yeah.
You didn't like Gainwell?
Gainwell's good, but what I'm saying is you got a young kid in here. You know what I mean? Cheaper. because you just, I mean, I don't know what Gainwell's looking for and all that stuff, but you're saving money there, as far as letting him go and stuff.
Right.
So, but yeah, I think Gainwell's not coming back. I think they're going to get Shipley some burn and take it from there. So.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens with that offense. I think it depends on the coach comes in and they feel like Gainwell provides value. That was, I guess, kind of the point that I was trying to make up. Like, to you guys' point, like how much of a say do they have over players? How much of it's Nick? How much of it's Howie? Or is it a combination of all of them? I mean, they obviously have a process in place, but
yeah.
But
you'll
yeah,
never know.
Yeah.
You'll never know. I don't think you'll never know, to be honest with you. So
yeah. All right. Well, let's quick shout out to Hef. What up, Hef? Good luck recording the Climbback series today. So appreciate you as always is clicking in, especially with your little Commanders there, the Commodores not making it one more step, but they got a good future ahead of them. They got a couple ideas in the off season, so hang in there, man.
They will be a thorn in our side.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. And you know what? Shout out to freaking Dakota Rain, man. I mean, what the heck is he talking about? With all this talking about we can hang with quarter, you sound retarded. You sound stupid, man.
Delusional.
You sound really stupid. So I'm coming out of my Jalen Hurts thing and saying, you know what? You're a stupid jackass, Dak. I mean, why would you do that? Everybody's clowning the Dallas Cowboys, and you on top of that, you may not have a job next year.
That's right.
What I'm saying? You may not have a job.
Delusional.
It's ridiculous, man.
Beyond delusional.
Like, come on, dude. Come on.
Yeah, that team. You don't even know if that your linebacker is going to stay, man. You got a lot going on.
It's a mess, man. It's a mess.
That's your head coach is.
Oh my God!
Who?
Yeah,
some guy who.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. You could have Dion. Yeah, Dion was ready to take the job, and then he's like, you know what? I'll pass because Jerry just don't want to have a top tier, and you're taking the limelight away from Jerry. That's the bottom line. You'll never win anything. You'll never win. You'll be third place. You'll be third place in that division for the next 5 to 6 years until you get 6 feet under Jerry. When they figure it out. So
unless the son takes over, who knows what's going
on?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. Mike, are you ready for this? Let's see how we did in our predictions for the year. I know I definitely got some stuff wrong, a couple things right.
You said some stuff. You probably got a lot of stuff wrong.
Oh shoot! All right, let's.
Can you guys see it?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. Yep. So, the NFC West, we all got wrong except for Hef.
Yeah.
Hef had the Lambs, but he still had the Niners second, and that didn't happen. They ended up finishing last. NFC West, we kind of mostly got it wrong. NFC East, most of you guys pretty much got it all right. I think a big part of that also is like we all knew that the NFC East was not going to have a repeat champion because last year the Cowgirls were the champ. I think running the division, but they weren't going to do it again, and sure enough, they didn't.
Yeah.
I think the other thing was the Commodores. A lot of guys had the Commodores, Hef and Tony.
Me.
Dre, I think you had them too. Also placing much better in the division, and it showed.
Real fast, Jermaine. So I couldn't remember. What was your thinking that the Cowboys were second? Like, what was your reason why you said the Cowboys?
Yeah, I mean, just going from last season, I mean, I didn't think because I told you, I said the Commanders are like maybe 1-2 years out. I didn't expect that.
But I'm saying, what made you keep since the Cowboys played last?
Because the Cowboys was always second. It was always second fiddle anyway because they lost last year. I mean, just looking at what happened in the beginning of the season, you didn't have the Commodore. Where did you have the Commodores at? Oh, you had the Commodores
second. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I didn't see, like I said, I didn't see the Commodores. If I already saw what I seen towards the end of this season, I would have had the Commodores second and then Cowboys third. But I didn't see the Commodores, definitely not the Giants.
No.
Commodores being this strong this year. That's why I said like 1 to 2 years out.
I think the Cowgirls were 12-4 the last 4 seasons at least.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't expect them to fall that far.
For me, what pushed the Cowboys was because of Dak's contract. I was like, Dak is going to take that money and just sit back. And that's
the Dak attack.
Yeah.
Then they didn't do nothing off season either. They could have got Derrick Henry. They didn't do anything. So I was like, I remember I told you guys that they're going to win 5-6 games. That was it, you know. And my hate against Dak was even proven more because listen, this is our podcast. I really think Dak faked the goddamn injury. He didn't want to play. He took the damn money. You know what I'm saying? I told you guys I hate that guy as a quarterback.
Yeah. If Dak would have played, that's why I'm saying it was Dak. Dak got hurt. And the only reason, like I said, Dak is their best quarterback. If you still got Dak and CeeDee Lamb. If he didn't really get hurt, or like you said, quote unquote, got hurt or whatever, that's why I had the Cowgirls in second place. Because they still, between those two, you still had a 1-2 punch.
I did the same thing. I thought it was going to be those two would be the top teams in the division.
Yeah.
I thought the Commanders, would be respectable. I did Giants. I think we all kind of felt weren't going anywhere, but the Commodores had probably the best chance to do what they did. You know, but I just thought, you had to go based on what at the time. And at the time we did this, we knew nothing about Jaden Daniels.
I was watching him in college and stuff, and he was the guy over Caleb Williams, hands down. That's what I always saw. So I said Jaden Daniels is number one. Number one, not Caleb. And then when they got in there, I was surprised that I saw Washington, like the receivers and the McLaurin and all that, man, they started catching lights out stuff from Jaden Daniels. I was like, Washington is going to be the team to watch out for this year.
Well, let's see next year if he hits that sophomore slump like C.J. Strauss did. I mean, you got a full year worth of tape with these coordinators. Coordinators get paid money to figure stuff out.
That's true.
Let's see what happens.
Okay.
All right. Well, NFC South, which is we all struggled with this one. We had no idea who was going to do what. It was the Bucks and Falcons, and it turned out the Bucks won it, but it was really just I don't know. It was a mess. The Panthers were like the only thing that was consistent that we didn't think was going to be any good.
Tony got Bucks, and so
Jamantha got the Panthers second. Jermaine, you got.
I mean, they came on strong towards the end of the season.
They did. Yeah.
I did not. Why would I put it? Maybe I had a headache when I was putting these.
I was just basically playing musical. Playing.
Yeah, you just had to pick them.
I didn't know.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't.
all struggle.
It was like the Falcons because of Kirk Cousins, because they felt like they were a quarterback away, and then they found out that they're more than a quarterback away. And then the Bucks were like, they were the champs of the division last year, so you just had to go with them again.
And I felt that was a fluke because they beat up. Eagles were done, and Eagles didn't care. Yeah. So I was like, I'm not believing in the Bucks.
You know how I feel about the Bucks. I mean, they did some good stuff this year. I mean, I thought, it's going to be interesting to see what their offense looks like, without Liam Cohen. And then, it's interesting to see what what's his name's going to do, the coach, because it's 2 years in a row he's lost, a pretty good offensive coordinator. I don't know if he's going to be able to keep finding them, but Todd Bowles has definitely got his hands full trying to make that team better. They're all right, but they're like Tomlin type. It's like Pittsburgh. They can win some games, but you got to do more than just win games. You got to get somewhere.
Trash division. That's right, Gaff.
Of course, NFC North. Dre had the Packers, which I can understand why, but everybody else was on the Lions kick. I think we were down on the Vikings. That was a surprise.
Look at that. Look how many Vikings are in the
back.
Dizzle
with the Bears. Man, all right.
I had the Vikings in the back. Jermaine had the Vikings in the back.
Yeah.
We all thought the
Vikings. I mean, Sam Darnold's surprise. I mean, that was the big surprise for them. Otherwise, I don't know where they would have gone anyway. They had a rookie quarterback coming in.
Yeah, and I think that was the thing that was banking on. You got a rookie quarterback. What is he going to do? And then he got hurt, like you said. And then Darnold came in. So,
I can tell you one thing. This division is going to be tough to pick come next season because I can't put the Lions in and just be like, oh, yeah, they're going to do it again. I mean,
they're all mediocre, to be honest with you. I
mean, I'm going to say Vikings, Packers, then Lions.
I don't know because you don't know what that you don't know what this Daniels dude is going to be doing with the Vikings. So you still got to. I think you still got to keep the Lions and the Packers up. 1-2. You could reverse those two and whatnot. and just keep. And you don't know what's going to happen with the Vikings with this quarterback. You don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
Because
McCarthy.
technically this is his rookie year. Because he got, so that's what you got to think,
Lions lost both coordinators, man.
Yeah, but they still had that talent.
10 wins, that's it.
Yeah, they have that talent.
Yeah.
They still
The
got
Packers,
Gibbs.
they got to retool. I think you saw their limitations.
I did.
Especially on offense.
On offense,
It's gonna be tough, man. This is not this division that had 3 playoff teams that all had more than 12 wins. It's amazing how strong they all were, and then they all failed in the playoffs.
Well, we're gonna see how Ben Johnson
Packers
does with the Bears.
Packers got their own Saquon Barkley back there. They got a pretty good running back too. So don't see him.
West.
Josh Jacobs. Yeah. Oh man, NFC West.
We all had the Chiefs.
Yep, I did. Nobody's gonna beat them. I said that. Yeah.
Chargers, Broncos.
I was the only one who thought the Raiders would be something better than what they were. I don't know what I was thinking.
Broncos are going to be a contention next year.
I'm going to say Broncos.
Broncos.
Yeah, they're going to be a contender.
Yeah, Sean Payton's looking like he's got something right. But who knows? Pete Carroll, might walk up in there, and that might be all they need was this better coaching.
Maybe
Mike, will Chiefs remain number 1 seed here next year?
No,
Mike.
No. I think so. I have to see. I mean, I think it's getting tougher and tougher for them, but they've been beat up before in the Super Bowl and came back and retooled, so.
I heard they gave Travis an ultimatum. They said you need to give us the answer by March.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's not worried about Travis. Travis is
but I mean they want to go draft some tight ends.
Travis is a has-been. Travis, we talked about that this morning, Dre. He's a has-been, man.
Yeah,
I mean after that performance that you seen in the Super Bowl, that was ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Travis, like me, I'm a sore loser. He's a sore loser.
Too much fun with Taylor Swift. He had no energy.
He's a sore loser.
Major influence. Taylor, we was talking about it this morning. Major influence. Taylor Swift is a major influence on Travis. This is the bottom line.
Why did she stay an Eagles fan? She should have just stayed an Eagles fan.
Yeah.
Jason's got to get in his face a little bit. What are you doing?
This
God.
one, we had high expectations for the Dolphins.
Wow.
This is like how sad we used to always kept picking the Chargers, and they always kept burning us.
Yeah,
this is what Hef has been picking the Dolphins for like 3 years straight, and they've been burning him every year.
Only one bill.
Having us pick the Fins. Wow.
Yeah.
We they look like finally they would get something. Tua gets hurt again, and their offense.
We all counted the Bills out. That's ridiculous. I mean, the closest person that had it was Sal. He had him in second place. We all had him in third. Wow,
man.
Wow.
Yeah, Ukai had the Bills
first. I had him second.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of us thought the Bills were going to take a step back because they didn't do much in the offseason.
Nope.
And that's part of the reason why I was so big on what's name getting MVP. I was like, guys, no one had any expectations of them, and the quarterback kind of carried the team to be better than what what it was supposed to be.
Yeah,
man, I think Fins are going to be. Well, we'll see about Jets, man. You got Aaron Glenn, so I don't know. We'll see. Get rid of get rid of Aaron Rodgers' neighborhood.
Who's going to be their quarterback? Man. Yeah, they got to find a quarterback.
They got to go in the draft.
Like Jermaine said, the Bills, right? Can they like is Sean Durman on the hot seat?
Yeah, he is, man. I mean, they got to be deflated, man. I can't see them going in the next season on a high, and here you go. What for the 3rd or 4th season straight? You get beat by the Chiefs. I mean, that's deflated, man. I mean, if I was a Bills fan or even a Bills player, I just like. What can you do? That's what I'm saying. What are you gonna do? You know what I mean? It's already in your head that if you go against them again, you're gonna lose again. I don't get it. I don't get it.
But this is competitive. I mean, they had chances. There was a lot of that Kansas City, referee crap that happened in that game. It's like, it's 4th and 1 like 1,000 times. It's like, how did they keep going 4th and 1? The guys crossed the line. And he's still like, oh no, he didn't get it. It's like, it was I don't know. I mean, the thing with the Bills, they weren't expected to do much. They didn't do a whole lot in free agency. So now they can go out and maybe get the 1 or 2 pieces that they couldn't that they got by with this year, that they can actually put a solid person in there, and maybe this will be the year they get over it. Who knows?
That's what you said last year.
But it's
Charger syndrome.
I know, man.
It's the Charger syndrome.
It's the Jordan era, right? It's like as long as the Chiefs exist, you're going to have that brick wall that you got to get
over.
It's
got to be the worst cursed team in the whole NFL, man. I think
this
thing goes all the way back to '90s. Four Super Bowl champions lost all. Now this is bad, man. I don't know what
What if they go? Man. What if they go to the Super Bowl next year and the Eagles beat them? I mean,
hey, heck yeah! But to me, man, it's like, what do? Like, you have your chalkboard, right? You got all that stuff up there, but guess what happens? You got to take an eraser start again. Just chalk inside the eraser, and you just, it's nothing they can do. I don't know what they can do.
Yeah, they gotta hope someone else beats the Chiefs is what it is. Yeah. You just got to make sure someone else take them out for you. Then you're like, all right, the closest clear, right?
Lamar, it's got to be Lamar.
It's got to be bad. That's the next team.
I don't know who else.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Yeah,
Jesus,
that's probably the next one. We're getting there.
Oh, not. Yeah, this one. We all had the Texans.
Yeah, the Texans disappointed me big time.
Yeah. They won that one playoff game. That was. At least they got somewhere.
So wait a minute, they disappointed you. How did they disappoint you?
Texans were horrible.
Oh, the Titans. Oh, I thought you said the Titans. I'm sorry.
No, the Texans.
The Texans. Yeah. They still won the division though, didn't they?
Yeah. They won a playoff game.
They did, but from all what was happening last year, I thought they were going to be in the AFC Championship this year.
And latest rumor, guys, Colts are probably going to sign Aaron Rodgers. It means they don't believe in Anthony Richardson.
Wow.
So
that's a big mess there. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is just a cancer. He's going to destroy that team, So
let me get to the next one. So of course the Ravens and Bengals. A lot of us had the Ravens. K Dizzle had the Bengals, which if they had started out a little hotter, they probably would have won that division. But the Steelers and Browns, we kind of flip flop. The second and third place, but that really became Ravens and Steelers for first and second, and Browns and Bengals for third and fourth.
Yeah,
I don't know what to do with this division. I don't.
I
don't. Lamar and Ravens are in a holding place. They can't get over the hump. Bengals, can they stay healthy in the beginning?
Yeah, right.
They need defense.
No, their defense. Yeah, that's what their problem is.
Yeah, their defense. Yeah, their defense. Yeah, they were horrible up in the secondary, but. Steelers, man,
they're done.
Is this for Mike Tomlin? I don't know.
This is it for him
until they get a quarterback that can actually do something, man. And it's going to be the same show over and over again.
Yep,
they got to get a real quarterback.
Browns. I mean, this division's ugly.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right, now the fun starts. So MVP, yep, we got it all wrong.
Oh my God,
CJ Stroud.
Wow, God, man.
Jermaine had Joe Burrow.
Hey, Joe Burrow. I mean,
Joe could have.
Those stats was big, man.
Yeah, he just was too little, too late. They started.
Tony picked CMC. Wow, Tony.
Yeah. Which arguably Saquon could have got it as a running back, but how it goes is a QB award.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Biggest bust. I think we got almost all of these all right. Sounds right.
Aaron Rodgers.
Anthony Richardson got benched and had to come back. Tony was right. Tony wasn't right. Yeah, Tony wasn't right about
that. Yeah, I was going to say, wow, what happened there?
Half you're right,
wasn't right either.
Malik Neighbors?
Malik Neighbors, but man, wide receiver for the Giants.
He's still brilliant.
I don't know, man. It's like build around him. I mean, he's special.
Yeah.
Really is.
Jermaine the Towel.
He won. I want half the
he's eternal bust, man.
God.
He's gonna get that award every year.
Dak literally erasing himself. So half I agree.
Yeah.
What happened with the Diggs, man? I don't get that.
Well, he got injured. That was the biggest.
He got injured.
ACL really.
Yeah, but was he still putting up numbers when he was there?
Not really. He was.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think Caleb was particularly a bust. He just wasn't, he wasn't the golden child that people keep making him out to be. At least not in his first year.
And Dre with Trevor, that's a good one too. He's
Dre's on Trevor Lawrence. You've been on him for a while, man. That guy,
Yeah.
and that's because he got anointed the golden child when he got drafted. It's like
exactly. That's
generational
why
talent.
I thought
Exactly.
I thought when Doug Peterson got hired, I said, well, this is the man that's going to turn Trevor around. But what's his name? Doug couldn't do it either. So
Yeah, shout out to Kai too, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers. That was a big one.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They're all good ones.
All right, favorite Tiger team.
The favorite Tiger teams.
Tony,
the teams that are only good on
Eagles.
paper.
Come on, man.
Yeah, Tony got a couple in here. He was definitely Eagle hating.
Okay, Tony.
I think the Cowgirls probably were the team that looked like they had something on paper, even though they didn't have a running game. But I thought they, looked like something. And then the Browns looked like they had a lot of talent.
That's a no-brainer. Between me and Sal picking the Browns. Sierra picked the Browns too. That's a no-brainer. I think that's.
I think the Falcons is probably the best pick on here. I think the Falcons, Kirk Cousins and Bijan Robinson, and I mean they should have ran away with that division, and they didn't.
Nope.
They didn't make the playoffs. I mean, definitely.
Yeah.
That's true.
All right. Yeah, here we go. Life's better on Saturn. These are the teams that are going to hurt their fan base. Sal, you were right. I'm hurt. I was hurt.
Niners. Man.
Every time there was a glimmer of hope.
Me too. Yeah.
Ayuk's coming back. He gets hurt. CMC, he's coming back. He gets hurt. Drake Greenlaw's coming back. He gets hurt. Every time it looks like, this is it. They're going to turn it around. Yeah, I think we got most
a lot
of
good
those
candidates
there.
Yeah, there are. Yeah, this not. Well, the Chargers. I don't think the Chargers.
Jags.
Jags really.
Dolphins. Yeah, that was a good
one. Dolphins a good one.
Yeah.
Jets have Jets. Mike had it too.
Yeah, Cowgirls. Jesus. I mean, honestly, Jerry Jones is like we're all in this season.
All in.
The LA Chargers, man, they show some.
Oh yeah,
they show some. Then they just kind of fizzle.
I think they're gonna be. Harbaugh's gonna be. You got Harbaugh there.
You got Jim Harbaugh. Yeah.
No, they did a lot better than I thought they would do. And I know Harbaugh's a good coach. I just thought they needed more pieces and stuff, but they found a way to win some pretty impressive games.
I agree.
I think their fan base should be a lot happier than what they were before Brandon Staley.
Yeah.
All right. Straight cash,
homie.
And I think most of these were right except for Diggs.
Yeah. I just
and Hollywood Brown. I don't think he did much.
Barkley, K Dizzle.
Yeah.
Barkley. Go.
Henry for sure. Even Jacobs Henry. Did real. Yeah.
Jermaine Hollywood Brown.
I thought Hollywood Brown, man. He got hurt.
Got hurt.
And he didn't do nothing in the Super Bowl. I think he had one catch.
Didn't.
I had both Texans. I had Mixon.
Kai had Henry or Jacobs. I had Henry. So
Henry.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good. I like that Henry or Jacobs.
I do too.
That was good. Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah, Mixon came. I think he really did help carry the Texans. They needed him because
Mixon.
Him,
he definitely did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Barkley definitely was a gimme. I think Henry out of all of them. I mean, I don't know. I think it's between Henry and Saquon for sure.
Yeah. But hold on, it's after fact now about Barkley. But at the time when picked, we were like, okay, he's coming from the Giants. At one point, I was saying he's injury prone. I didn't know how he's going to fit in because I didn't know what's going on with Kellen Moore. I said Kellen Moore, all he does is pass.
Right.
So you got to from at this moment here. I think Barkley is before what he did. Is the best signing.
Yeah, I think at the time Henry looked like the he was like, oh my God, what are you going to do with Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson in the backfield? Who are you going to tackle? Who are you going to cover? Who are you going to do? It looked like they're going to be unstoppable.
Yeah, Barkley 1, Derrick Henry 2.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right.
Daniel Hunter.
Turnover machine. I think we got.
Well,
I got it wrong. I got it.
We got it all wrong. Yeah.
I got it wrong.
Damn the damn.
Yep.
Yeah. Danny Dimes didn't play, so he didn't have a turnover machine.
Yeah, no.
Will Levis. Oh, Will Levis. Okay.
Will Levis was a turnover machine.
Right?
Yeah, because he had all those pick sixes. He would throw a bunch of a touchdown or two, and then it'd be a pick six left and right.
Jermaine, Josh Allen. All right.
Yeah. He only had what? He only had 8 interceptions this year.
It was like his lowest interception.
I know, right? It's like Jesus,
his whole career.
Yeah,
I didn't even know Minshew. He's like the Raiders quarterback. He don't even know.
He don't even know
who he was going to be.
I still don't know who it is.
I don't know.
Gardner Minshew. It's Gardner Minshew.
It was Gardner
He got
Minshew.
hurt, and then
he went down.
Aiden O'Connell, and then they had another guy.
I forgot the guy's name.
Spencer Radler, I think it was, by the end of the season.
Oh wow.
Boy. Yeah, bad times there. All right.
Boom.
Defense MVP. Sal, I think you nailed it. You and Kate nailed it. Out of all the guys on this
Jalen
list.
Carter, you got it.
Aiden Hutchinson could have, but
got hurt.
Got hurt. Will Anderson had a good year. He ain't do nuts this year. I'm getting sick of him. Chris Jones had a decent year. Both of them they were okay.
And Charles, but Jalen Carter, K did.
Yeah. TJ Watt got kind of hurt, so that hurt him a little bit. He had
Hutchinson
some production.
Yeah, Jermaine, that was a good pick.
All right. The biggest distraction, I think all these
Sal,
most of them.
Yeah, Sal, you
have to.
What's that? Oh,
Yeah. Pickens, man, he had his moments, boy. We were just kind of like, what's up with this guy, man? He was a trip this year.
But Mike with Aaron Rodgers, he was a big distraction. I mean, that could be it. Dre too. I mean, they picked him too.
Yeah,
famous genius.
Al Jermaine, AJ Brown.
Yeah.
He had his moments.
He had his moments. He did.
You're reading the book on the sidelines.
Yeah, he had his moments.
But he was more quiet this year than last year.
Yeah, I know, but that one game when they almost lost against Carolina. He said, "What do you think was going passing?
What's wrong with the offense?
Passing. I went to the wide receiver. I'm like passing.
I like that. Passing.
I like that.
What's wrong with the offense?
Yeah, what's wrong with the passing?
Passing. That got all the commentators fired up.
Fired everybody up.
That's a good one.
That went straight to. That's why. So looking at Jalen Hurts and just looking what he went through this season to finish as an MVP, it's like, man, there was a lot of heat.
There's a lot. Man,
George Pickens.
That was a good one too.
That's
a real good one.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a real
famous Jameis really kind of helped save the Brown season a little bit.
Pretty much. So, you're right.
He said, someone jump off sides.
That was great. Love that.
When he was interviewed, I didn't know what the heck he was talking about.
He's a trip, man. He's a character. He just having fun with it. I have to give him props, man. That guy just seems like he just is having fun with life. Like he just knows he's in a good situation.
I will say, Mike, your wide receivers are well represented here.
Devo, Devo had his moments. There's nothing wrong with me. He's texting, there's nothing wrong with me. And then Kyle goes here and features him like 4 straight plays in the offense. He gets like a fumble and like negative plays. And it's like, no, there's definitely something wrong with you. And the coach proved it to you.
Yep.
All right. Stick him on his hands. Best receivers. I mean, it wasn't a bad list. I mean, Travis didn't really have his great year. Tyreek really didn't have a great year. Amon-Ra was okay, but not what you expected. Jefferson was decent. Jamar Chase really, I think, is probably the only one I could say.
Jamar Chase, he did. Yeah. Michael Pittman.
Tyreek. Tyreek.
Yeah, Tyreek sucks.
Drake picks AJ Brown. All right.
AJ Brown really good.
I have good hands too, Sierra. If Travis Kelce, if I only do like a 3-yard out, I have good hands too. The ball's right there. Jesus.
Yeah, man.
AJ Brown, even though he didn't get a lot of passes, every time he got a pass, it was literally like he was open. It was just kind of like every time they tried to get him the ball, he was going to get the ball. They just didn't do it enough, it seemed like. But he did seem unstoppable. I mean, he abused that corner in the Super Bowl. Oh my God, that was their best cornerback. He's a pro.
McDuffie.
McDuffie had no answer.
He had a height difference on McDuffie. That was
he did.
I
mean, that one throw that Jalen had on his back shoulder, man, that was
nice.
so
the back shoulder,
yeah, that was so sweet,
man. This was the too soon 15 minutes of fame.
Wow.
Yeah.
Will
Yeah,
Levis.
he was hot for a hot second. I think he came out
Mhm.
the season throwing something and looked okay, and then he melted down and got benched pretty quickly. I thought the Falcons,
Yeah.
they started kind of hot and then became mediocre. I think everybody else was kind of, the Dolphins I think it was a good pick. I think they started out pretty good until it
Marvin
got
Harrison
hurt.
Jr. had a good rookie year. He had a good rookie year.
In the beginning.
Yeah,
Micah
it never.
Parsons.
Yeah, it never came. Yeah, Harrison
Yeah.
Jr. never became like the dominant. Like I think he had one game.
He had one game, 200 something yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think he was hoping.
I
for
like
more.
the
And
Michael Parsons pick though.
Yeah, I do
Micah
too.
Parsons was all about that damn podcast. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Then he got hurt. He was out for 4 games. It's
right.
He got hurt. Yeah.
Yeah. Was he hurt or injured?
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, of course, the only thing people gonna remember from this season for him is just that game where he was on the sideline where he was just kind of pouting like, "I have no
And he
hope."
left early.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He was just like
I
flabbergasted, man. He
I
was
said
like,
you're a
"Oh."
quitter.
He was just like, he didn't know what to say to himself. Booty
Uh-oh.
on fire,
Booty
right?
on fire.
Sirianni on the list.
Wow.
Al has Sirianni.
Wow.
I was right about McCarthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Jermaine had Sirianni.
I had Sirianni.
Bowles,
Yeah.
and
You
McCarthy.
didn't know what was going to happen, man. Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All NFC
Yeah.
except Quinn. I like that.
I like that one too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
No, I mean,
Who the hell is Dave Canales?
Stefanski.
Who the hell is that?
Dave Canales, that's Carolina's coach.
Mhm.
Oh,
Who they just hired.
Yeah. Well, if you don't know who he is, that's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer. Just pick somebody that you never heard of.
That's going to be Dallas's coach this year. Nobody knows who
Well,
he is.
Canales was the offensive coordinator that turned Baker Mayfield around, so that's why he got the job because they thought he could turn around Bryce Young, and maybe he has. I mean, Bryce Young played better after getting benched, man. It like it clicked, and he came back with a vengeance. So maybe they figure something out. But Sirianni is not going to be on this list anytime soon.
And Bowles, no time soon. Bowles is not going to be on there either.
But Bowles saved his job this past 2 years. With that, he did.
But that's what I'm saying with Bowles is his job is safe because he keeps finding these offensive coordinators that can keep him in. His defense has not been good, and that's his specialty. But their defense has been meh. It's in their offense that's kind of saved them. So now he's got to find another offensive coordinator. And I think if they have a bad season, they might start looking at him to replace him because they really have not achieved a whole lot. You know,
guys, it popped in my head real quick, but I'll talk about it afterwards.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda. This is early playoff exit teams. So these are teams we thought that would get into the playoffs and get bounced early. I think
I'm
everyone
wrong.
got, I mean, for the team,
I'm dead wrong.
I'll say for the teams that made it, all I think got about where they should have went. I mean, I thought the Packers maybe a little bit. I mean, it just kind of sucked. They got the matchup that this did not do them any favors. I mean, going to Philly that wasn't going to work. And of course the Eagles and stuff, and the Bills definitely. They got the championship game, the Super Bowl and stuff.
Cowboys. Jermaine was on the same page there with me.
Yeah.
That's
They didn't even get there.
I
think
the
Ravens.
The Ravens, excuse me.
Yeah.
They cannot get the AFC championship.
Nope.
Yeah. Especially with the team they had this year, like not
Derrick
getting
Henry.
the championship was kind of a disgrace. Like they just no way with that team with Derrick Henry and Lamar and the way they were clicking that they didn't even get there.
And Jermaine, John Harbaugh only ran him 15 times. John Harbaugh only ran Derrick Henry 15 times.
Yeah.
Hey, you talk about somebody. You talk about somebody on the hot seat. Harbaugh and McDermott. You know what I mean? Those are going to be my two guys coming up. When we do this thing next year.
Yeah.
I mean, they're definitely. I mean, it's no excuse. No more excuses. I mean, come on. No more excuses now.
Well, Jermaine, you heard they're cutting the government, so this form's going to get a lot shorter. That's
true.
Right. That's
y'all guys call this a government form, so I'll have to make some cuts.
Oh wow, we all had Xavier Worthy. All right.
Yeah, JD5, of course, is Tony
Lad
was dead on.
McConkey, yeah, Kai. Yeah, he called that one, man. He called that one. Yeah. Rome and Doozy, yeah, that was a bust. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I messed up on
Brendan Rice. Who's that, Dre?
Jerry Rice's son.
Jerry
I don't
Rice
think he played.
Oh, where's he playing at?
Where's he
he got picked.
That's bad. Nobody even knows where he's playing.
Yeah. At that time, I picked him. Then he was gone.
Yeah. I think I want to say the Chargers.
I always dig deep when those guys had the Giants.
No, you just picked it because of the name, because you knew that was Jerry Rice's son.
Well, that too, but because like Marvin, Marvin Harrison Jr.
I picked Marvin Harrison Jr. Yeah.
Los
Mike
Angeles
Chambers
Chargers.
was out there.
I don't know who Mike. Who's that guy?
Chambers is a cornerback for Washington, and he actually had a really good season. He was quietly having a Keon Mitchell type of season where he was not getting thrown at. I think the only person I think got maybe the best of him was AJ Brown. But no, he had a good season. And
who's JD5?
Jaden Daniels.
Oh.
I could,
number 5. Yeah. That's what I say. Tony nailed it on that one.
Yeah, Tony did. Yeah, you're right. I give that.
Yeah.
But,
and Brandon Rice is with the Chargers, guys.
Oh, Brandon Rice.
That's what I thought.
He's still with the Chargers.
I don't know.
He's
with the Chargers.
He's probably on special.
I was looking at the rookies and I was looking at the things and stuff. I was like, wow, pick him.
Jeez.
All right, don't call the comeback.
God.
Geno Smith Award.
Don't even look at mine.
I nailed this one.
Jesus,
this one I feel good. I got 100%.
Oh, Jermaine, you're not much better. Holy crap!
Yeah, Jermaine, Danny Dimes.
Gardner Minshew. Oh my God. Sam the Damn.
Mike you called it. Sam the Damn.
Trey's not bad either. Mixon.
Joe Mixon after he left the Bengals.
I would have liked Justin Fields to have got this, man. It's too bad that it just hasn't worked out for that kid, man.
It's not good.
That would have been a good story.
It's not going to.
He's not good.
No, he's not going to do it. So
bottom line.
All right, and the most overused player or play, I think I nailed this one too. Actually, a couple of guys.
I said the tush push. Come on.
That's true.
Yeah,
tush push.
It was. It was for sure.
Yeah,
you guys did a
Mike
lot
said Barkley.
Me and Sal
Barkley
got
was
CMC,
over and over again.
Oh, Taysom Hill got hurt too.
Yeah, Taysom Hill was getting hot. He was getting hot until he got hurt. Yep.
They're gonna cut him. His salary's too high.
Oh, really?
They're gonna cut him.
Yeah, because they paid him a lot to be a gadget player. For
Mahomes magic. That was no magic.
Yeah.
Because he struggled the whole season.
Yeah, he did. He had a bad season.
He had a couple magic plays. That one game where he threw that ball falling down to Travis Kelce. I forgot what game it was.
Brett Favre. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, there was some magic there, but Barkley for sure. I mean, that guy. Like you said, Sal, he covered up a lot of sins. I mean, he
did.
He was the guy that got you there, and then the team awarded him with like a day off. It's kind of you don't really got to do much to Super Bowl, bro. We got this, So
Mike, what do you think about Debo? Mike, KD
he didn't get used. I mean, they kept overusing him for that stupid Debo sweep that everyone's figured out. I'm like, I was so mad at Kyle. I guess he was trying to prove a point that the dude's washed up. He's like, I'll show you.
Guys, will the tush push be ruled out next year if they voted on it?
I don't think so.
Nah, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
All right.
Champions.
Jesus Christ, I had it wrong.
K Dizzle, only person. He sticks to it.
A lot of Lions. Wow, a lot of Lions.
Yeah, I actually had the Lions. Of course, I picked the Niners. But I really meant the Lions. But I don't know. I mean, the Lions had the kind of season that how do you have a 15-1 season, 15-2 season, and go out and stink it up the way they did in their home stadium? I mean, that's disgraceful.
I don't give that. What K Dizzle with the Eagles, because you just didn't. This was just no way. You didn't know at the beginning of the season what you was going to get. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I just that's why because you didn't know. You didn't know what was going to happen. You get bounced out. You get bounced out. The first round of the playoffs last year. I mean, you was 10-1 and you ended at 11-7 or something like that. It's just no way. I mean, I guarantee you, if he'd have put money on that, I guarantee he wouldn't have put money on it.
But Jermaine, he's picking as a fan.
That's
how he is. He doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the realist or idealist, what you want to call it.
So in other words, KD has the Eagles winning the Super Bowl every year.
Every year.
Pretty much.
Pretty
much.
I can't.
Man, Jermaine Dre
eventually. Texas.
Yeah.
God, we all had a lot of hope for the Texans.
Yeah.
Mike and Tony only one had Chiefs.
Yeah.
Having those Dolphins, man. He's gonna ride that with them Dolphins.
That's his AFC team, isn't it? The Dolphins.
He's always picking them.
That's like mine's the Texans. Yeah, this is Miami.
Jesus.
Always picking them, and they let them down.
Wow.
All right, Super Bowl champion. Here we go.
God,
I had the Texans with Sal.
Jesus. Oh my God. Jesus. I had the Ravens. Jermaine
had the Niners / Chiefs.
I had the Chiefs for really. My realistic piece for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
But Lions wasn't a bad pick. I mean, there was no reason to think the Lions.
Lions. No reason at all. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Do the Eagles go to the Super Bowl? You think if the Eagles got to go through Detroit, do you think they go to the Super Bowl?
No, the way they play, Sal. Come on, man. That defense. Oh my God. Yeah. They would have been. It would have been no match. Detroit.
It was. I agree. No, because think about what we did to Washington.
Yeah, man.
We were showing. Vic released the dogs on Washington, and that was the game plan all the way through.
Yeah.
So
I think Detroit. If Detroit was playing, Detroit ball would have been competitive. Because I mean, if you look at the two offensive lines. You got like the Eagles is like the number one offensive line or the number two, and then Detroit's right up there with their offensive line. Their defense wouldn't have been on the hold for sure, but I think they would at least been able to score. They would have been able to put up some points.
Yeah, but I still say that they would have ran away with it.
I think so.
I mean,
too.
the way they played, Mike, this postseason, man.
Yeah.
Except for the Rams game.
Yeah, except for the Rams. Yeah.
But that no game.
The weather played a big part.
Barkley saved that one.
Barkley saved it. Yeah.
Like I said, Barkley got a day off on the Super Bowl. They said you do not have to show up today. You earned it.
Right? Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
What a great birthday present. I ain't got to do anything.
All right.
Yeah.
Yep. Coach of the year. Yeah, we're all wrong.
Wow. D'Amico Ryan.
Jesus. God. Dan Quinn.
We all had D'Amico was the majority. Wow.
Yeah.
Everybody really thought the Texans.
I have said Dan Quinn.
Yeah.
Dan Quinn.
Tony said Dan
Quinn up there
too.
Was up there. And of course, K Dizzle had Nick.
Yeah.
Kai had Jim. Yeah, that's a no-brainer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For the LA Chargers,
Jeez.
Yeah. And then assistant coach of the year.
We
I think we all had.
Who won it?
We all had Ben Johnson.
Yeah, Ben Johnson got the official award, like from the NFL. He won it.
What did he say?
He said Debo fired and rehired.
He said Debo was going to get fired.
Aaron Glenn was a good one, Dre. That was another one. Yeah.
Now, Joe Witt
is the
defensive coordinator.
Though?
Ben Johnson won it.
Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson did win it?
Okay.
Now, Joe Witt Jr. is the defensive coordinator for the Washington Commanders.
Yeah. Yep.
Maybe. Yeah.
And with Glenn and Johnson is, it's so funny because they had really good years, but then that playoff loss really showed the worst they could be,
Yeah.
And then, oh boy.
Okay, Dizzle.
Jesus Christ.
The Packers, man. Jermaine's going with the Packers.
Yeah.
A lot of Texans again.
Yeah, I went the GM Texans.
Yeah.
Adam Peters, maybe so.
Man, cross out K Dizzles, please.
Yeah,
man, Adam Peters to me, Mike, is a good pick.
Think out of the box, KD. Come on, man.
About ready to throw a beer can at the screen.
I know, God,
that's funny.
Well, he came in second. Howie came in second this year for GM of the year, right? Orlowski or something.
I
For
don't know.
somebody,
I want to say, I think the GM of the year was the Vikings.
Let me check.
GM, I think, got it.
Yeah, okay.
Let me see who.
Yeah, Howie came in second, I think.
Which I thought Adam Peters. I thought it was between Peters and Roseman. I mean, Howie really nailed it, but Howie's got like a track record of doing good. So it's kind of like, if the years and years of doing it, where Peters is first out the gate, and they assemble a team of guys that just wanted to play football, man.
Yeah.
Brad Holmes was the guy.
Oh, Brad Holmes.
That's right. Yeah, Detroit.
Okay.
Yeah,
Detroit. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Howie.
That was it. That was
our prediction.
All right. We gotta do better next year, fellas.
Yeah, we all got burnt by the Texans.
I know we all got burnt.
Texans I got burnt. Yeah.
Texans and Dolphins.
Yeah, Jesus. And we had the Bills either last or third place, That was bad.
Everyone beats the Bills, baby.
Everybody beats the
Bills. Don't tell Dennis Rodman that. Nobody beats the Bills.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, normally I was going to give us time to wrap up, but we are already like in an hour 20, so we're like way over. But I will just say
worth it.
It's been a pleasure. Season 5, another season in the books, fellas. We are not done yet, though. We are going to come back next year, of course. We got some things coming up, free agency, obviously the draft. So we won't be on every week, but we'll be chiming in as important events come up for sure. And so make sure, all more important, to check us out on YouTube and subscribe to our channel so you know when we're going to be on. Yep. Shout out for all of our fans the whole year who have watched us, whether it's been the All Dressed Up podcast, family, friends, people who have been on our show. Man, shout out to Pimp, man. Yo, man, you got to give us a shout out to him as well, But yeah, it's been a great season, guys. What do you say?
Yeah. But I say, hell yeah, it's a great season, man.
Yeah.
Super Bowl champions,
man.
Yeah. They did what they finished with the Niners couldn't, Mike. We'll say that.
Yeah. I know. Hopefully our turn get paid back too next year.
Man. The bullseye's on our back now, man. But that schedule, man. Did y'all see that schedule?
No, that schedule was
rough. I said,
brutal.
God, that's rough. And then why do we got to go to KC? Why? I don't understand that. We won the Super Bowl. That KC need to come to Philly. You know what I mean? So I didn't like that at all. So, but
Big Red, get him on the bus, man. Get him flying.
Yeah.
Well, that's how it goes when you win the champion, right? That's what. Honestly, what's making it so impressive that the Chiefs can find their way, back there 3 times in a row. I mean, they stack the deck as much as possible, and yet. If you can find a way back.
Enjoy every minute of it. So.
Yeah, guys. It's been a pleasure, as always.
It's been great, fellas. Hanging out with you guys.
I think I'm going to make me a Vince Lombardi trophy out of foil.
I ain't gonna lie, I see a lot of people in Maryland walking around with Eagle stuff on, man. I'd be like, man, I didn't know you was Eagles fan.
They're coming out of woodwork.
I love them,
But what's the alternative? Lamar, I mean, what's the alternative? So
you think it'd be Washington down there, but
it is. Washington's coming back now since they're back on the map now, Trey. Washington, those fans are coming out now, so.
Yeah.
But it's been a joy. It's been a joy, guys. It's been fun the majority of the season and whatnot, So
we got and to that point, we got to see is like if we're coming up on 100 episode, we got to be close. We got to actually see about how many we had. It's got to be up there. So we'll have to check that out. We'll do something special for that. Maybe at the beginning of next year. We'll see. So. But great stuff, man. Mike hanging in there as a Chargers or 49ers fan. And then, God, what was he? A 49ers fan. And then he was a Pittsburgh fan. And then he was
back to 49ers.
Yeah, he was then he was a Bucks fan. Shout out to Mike for trying to stay.
Hey, shout out to Mojo, man. He came he came in a few times. You know what I mean? Just and then that one time I think he had a little sip of something when he was jumping all over the place.
And shout out to Michelle for keeping Dre upright, not falling down the steps blind.
He saw that once. He saw that once. Didn't he? He saw that once. No, he fell up. I'm sorry. He fell up. Trying to skip those steps and whatnot.
Man, you gotta watch it, man. So
I gotta say, for most of the season, Dre Ass was right. Every time he said this is what's going to happen, he was mostly right.
I was.
Man.
Yeah.
Never forget. The Cardinals are going to win. So bad about that.
And I think I picked the Cardinals too that game. I remember that. I think Dre and I were both jumping off that bus there. That was like,
jumping off
so
the bus.
disappointing.
Yeah,
Empire
man.
State Building. That's what you.
Yeah, man. It was a great season.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it was great.
So catch us always on our major social media channels, Instagram, X, all of them, YouTube. Sign up to receive our emails. All emails go to Jermaine, as always, enoughsaidcrew@gmail.com. And subscribe to our channel to see when we're going to be on this summer, most likely around draft time and free agency, like we said. So check us out. As always, keep in touch. If you want to be on our show, send us an email. We'd love to hear from you as well and get you on the show. We're always looking for some new guests next year. All right, guys, this is it.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Congrats on the Super Bowl win, Mike.
Yes.
Better luck next year, but we'll see what happens, man.
Absolutely.
Well, my mindset like KD, repeat.
Oh, we'll see.
Yeah.
It'll be a tough.
That's what you do.
I believe
that's all the mindset you can have. You know, you win it. You want to win it again.
We are going to be the new dynasty.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Well,
all right, everybody. Enjoy.
Right? Yeah. Yep.
All
right.
Peace.
All right.